Welcome to Evo India and welcome to part 8 of our ABC of off-roading series with the Jimny. So far we've taken you to the mountains, we've taken you through trails, we've taken you on sand and even on snow. I hope you've been paying attention because things are about to get rocky. Pun intended, of course. This time we're in Jawai, Rajasthan, and we're about to embark on a rock crawling adventure with the Jimny. We're going to show you the art, the techniques, the risks involved if you want to get into off-roading and rock crawling in particular as a hobby. Before we begin, make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit that bell notification icon to stay notified. Jawai is a small town in Rajasthan renowned for its iconic Jawai Dam and reservoir. It is also a haven for wildlife enthusiasts and home to several leopards. Spend any amount of time here and you are bound to spot a leopard or two perched high up on the rocks, keeping a keen eye on you. However, today our focus is not on spotting leopards. Instead, we're more interested in the rocks themselves. The rock formations around Jawai provide a great camouflage to the leopards, but at the same time, it's also a great place to practice rock crawling. But beware, rock crawling is an extremely difficult sport, so do not attempt this unless you've gained some experience in the other facets of off-roading. You must be wondering what exactly rock crawling is and how it is different from what we've done so far. Rock crawling isn't your average off-road adventure. It's a heart-pounding, precision-demanding feat. You will need to navigate colossal boulders and steep inclines, where every move is a calculated dance between driver and terrain. It's a test of skill and precision as you inch over treacherous rocks in your 4x4. If you're craving an off-road thrill that goes beyond the ordinary, then rock crawling is the wild ride you've been waiting for. Let's dive into the essential gear you need to go rock crawling. First of all, you need a proper 4x4 with a low-range transfer case like our Jimny. Secondly, grip is at a premium out here, so you might need to deflate your tires to maximize grip. Therefore, you need an air compressor to inflate them back up when you hit the road. Third most important is a spotter. He is your eyes and ears outside the vehicle. Make sure you both are wearing nice grippy shoes because you don't want to slip and hurt yourself on these rocks. Before you head out onto the rocks, make sure you pick the right trail for your vehicle. By that I mean take the time to walk the path, identify hazards and scout bypasses too. Additionally, familiarize yourself with the vehicle's capabilities. By that I mean the ground clearance, the approach and departure angles and the breakover angle. Our Jimny features a ground clearance of 210 mm, an approach angle of 36 degrees, a departure angle of 47 degrees and a ramp breakover angle of 24 degrees. But what do these numbers mean? In a nutshell, ground clearance is the distance from the lowest part to the ground. Approach angle is the steepest the vehicle can climb without the front end making contact. Departure angle is the steepest the vehicle can descend without the rear end making contact. And breakover angle is the maximum traversal angle without getting stuck in the middle. These specs collectively showcase Jimny's ability to navigate challenging terrain with ease. Once you've familiarized yourself with your vehicle, it's time to hit the trails. But first, adjust your seat. Make sure you're sitting upright so that you can see the rocks up ahead on the trail. Secondly, switch the vehicle into 4-wheel drive. You're going to need it. If you come across a particularly steep hill, switch to 4 low. But remember to switch back to 4 high once you're done, because driving on 4 low on these rock hard surfaces can put a strain on the transfer case. Called rock crawling for a reason. Out here, every move needs to be carefully considered. With experience, you gain the ability to look at an obstacle and determine what gear and what RPM you need to be at. But until you can do that, you need to be very careful in choosing how you approach a particular obstacle. Stick to 4-wheel drive for most obstacles. 4 low will be required if you come across a really steep uphill challenge, but otherwise 4-wheel drive does just fine. Precision is key when you're rock crawling. You need to visualize where each tire is and the trajectory it's taking. So be extra cautious and place your tires properly on top of the rocks. If you're not able to see the tires well, you can even roll down the windows and look outside for a second. But always keep your seatbelt securely fastened. And if the vehicle is about to tip over, do not instinctively reach outside the window. That's how many ATV drivers lose their limbs. The key is to keep the vehicle as level as possible. While big lean angles and wheels hanging in the air look great in pictures, they also greatly increase the possibility of damaging your vehicle. To protect the underbody, try and straddle ruts with your tires whenever possible. This way you have maximum clearance directly beneath the vehicle and you minimize the risk of damage. Here you will rely on the tires and sidewalls for traction, which is why reducing tire pressures to maximize the contact patch is crucial. Now when you come across rocks or boulders on the trail, the general rule is to place your tire on top of the rocks. This way there's plenty of room on the underneath of your vehicle, and the engine, the transmission, the differential, the drivetrain basically is not taking a beating. On a steep incline like this, you need to be in 4L. The main objective is to have all four wheels on the ground, spinning slowly and giving us gradual momentum up the slopes. If your tires start to spin too quickly or you're losing traction, you're basically putting a lot of strain on your drivetrain. So the goal is to minimize that. And that's where the Jimny's brake locking differential comes in. The differential in a vehicle allows for the left and right wheels to spin at different speeds, which is necessary when turning. However, an open differential tends to send power down the path of least resistance, meaning the wheel that is in the air will spin meaninglessly while the one with traction does nothing. The Jimny's brake locking differential electronically applies the brakes to the spinning wheel, which causes power to be redirected to the other side, pushing the vehicle forward. Now while the brake locking differential does provide assistance, learning throttle control is indispensable. If you're just spinning your tires and burning your clutch, you're just going to make a lot of noise and probably piss off the leopards. But if you learn throttle control, you'll be able to manage the whole climb with just a minimum amount of throttle input. That can only be learned through practice. And finally, know when to admit defeat. If the trail in front of you is just a little too challenging and you feel like your vehicle is not going to make it, it's always better to take the high road. Our stock Jimny has proven to be really capable. But if you're planning on doing this as a serious hobby, it's always a smart idea to invest in some underbody protection and some all-terrain tires. Well, that concludes episode 8 of our ABC of Off-Roading series right here in Javai. I hope this series has been inspiring you to head off the beaten path and head out on epic adventures. Always remember, off-roading is a dangerous sport, so safety has to be your #1 priority. Join us again in episode 9 of our ABC of Off-Roading series with the Jimny. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up, leave us a comment, and share this with like-minded enthusiasts. Now I'm going to sit back and watch the sunset in Javai.